Hey guys, Stealth here. I'm sorry it has taken so long to get another episode of Stellaris out there, but my voice was very bad the last couple of days, and I really needed it elsewhere. I really needed to do a workshop for the body language coaching that I do. And that's why Stellaris has been put on the back burner for a little bit. Anyway, all back. Let's have a look at where we left off, because last time around I was planning an assault on the Cordip system, because this is where those Unbidden are coming from. They have that sort of trans-dimensional rift open in this system, and that's causing those fleets to keep pouring out. Now I can see that there's a fleet in the Kojam system, or at least that seems to be, Kjam system, or at least that seems to be the case. That was our last sensor contact with this fleet. About 32,000 points of strength there, against my 34,000, which is currently parked in Jindara. It's not entirely healed up yet. I am currently at 97.2. I can repair the fleet or upgrade it, although upgrading it is incredibly expensive. We're talking 7,500 minerals. I don't really have that many currently. So, I'm going to have to either fix these guys up first, or try and go for that wormhole again. And maybe, and this is something that you guys suggested in the comments, maybe I can go for an attack on one of these positions and just try to colonize a planet. And otherwise, colonizing in general might help to limit or expand my fleet capacity, my naval cap, which I currently have. So in order to do that, I'm going to start building a couple of colony ships, which I'll be needing. Of course, colony ships are a bit expensive, setting up colonies is a bit expensive, but the more colonies I have, the more population I have, the more I can get this fleet capacity up. And the more fleet capacity, the more likely I am to kill the Unbidden. Now something else that I'm, well, sort of hoping to be expecting is that the Unbidden will start to replicate. In the sense that if the Unbidden Empire becomes too large, I'd say that's, well, that's more or less the case right now. If they become too large, too powerful, what's going to happen is that the Unbidden will spawn a second Unbidden faction, as it were. And this second Unbidden faction is going to then attack the first. Now if that happens, that could give me a bit of a breather and hopefully allow my ships to damage enough of the Unbidden territory, or at least damage that wormhole that they have open, so that I can keep going. Oh crap, we just ran into one of their fleets. Alright, I might as well blow this thing up right now. So if I can take one of these fleets in isolation, that would be ideal. The other fleet that I have with me here is hard to see. It's the Telecor Dominion, although their fleet is in terrible shape. There really is not a lot left of those ships. They only have about 4,500 points of strength and they're dropping fast. It looks like I'm taking quite a bit of losses here. But I gotta say that this fleet is not doing too well either. Down to 7.5. Come on. Knock them down. And yes, that will cost me a couple thousand points, but not nearly as much as they're losing right now. Hopefully they're going to leave some debris for me. Yes, very good. Give me that science. Now these are down to 93%, so let's send these back to the Humph system here. Of course I should be pulling in the third pelagic excursion as well. Upgrading these guys is 1600 minerals. I'm not sure what kind of upgrades we can expect if I do so. What I will need to do, and that's something I have long overlooked, is go into the ship designer. Because it's something that I usually don't do, but you can use different battleships with these auras, or these sort of, let's say, fleet boosting auras for the entire fleet to use, such as a shield dampener. And this is going to reduce shield hit points on enemy ships. And considering that those Unbidden seem to be heavily shielded, I'm going to be needing this. I can also use the ship-mounted nanobot cloud, and this will give me monthly hull regeneration even if I'm not inside friendly space. And last thing I heard about these things, but I might be wrong, is that they are cumulative. They stack. This is of course very nice, because the more that these things stack, the more of the output that I get. I can always use the ship-mounted subspace snare to slow the jump time, but the Unbidden don't seem particularly jumpy. They more likely are trying to just destroy everything in their sight, and they care very little for retreating. I think this one is much more useful when going after human opponents. Anyway, that ping that you just heard, that was one of my other programs that's open, and I apologize for that. I hope it won't do it again. Now, I'm going to need some large shipping here. Let's go for let's say a semi-support carrier here. Anything that has large hangar slots. 2 of them there. No hangar slots on the rear of the ship. I can go for the Aeon Bulwark, the Infinity Bulwark, the Epoch Bulwark, or the Zenith Bulwark. Considering that this ship is a carrier, I'm going to need large utility slots. It's going to be mostly a sort of support ship, and these things usually take up a hell of a lot of power. 200 power usage, 200 and 200. So they'll take up equally as much, but it's going to be pretty expensive to keep running these. Anyway, we're going to add the Amoebal Flagella over there. Then, in the medium slots, I can now use... Oh, correction, this is the large slot, which unfortunately I don't have at this ship. Unless I switch this thing to the Infinity, then I get the Particle Lance. This is something that I recently acquired because I researched all of the debris that the Unbidden left behind. So this should make a very nice weapon, which is going to cut right through the enemy armor, insofar as they have such. These things also have a lot of armor penetration and shield penetration, and what I'm mostly interested in for this type of battleship is shield penetration. These things, I believe, have shield damage, so that's nice for the front of the ship, or the bow. Cloud Lightning does more armor penetration. The blue shard thrower is not particularly interesting. We got the green shard thrower and the red shard thrower. These are all pretty terrible. The armored torpedoes might be interesting, considering they get 100% shield penetration. So this thing will first work on destroying the shields, and actually then the torpedoes wouldn't make much sense. It's either double or nothing. So then I'm going to need these things to do kinetic damage. The mass drivers, the coil guns, the rail guns, the autocannons. These do kinetic damage, kinetic, and kinetic. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of smallish rail guns on there. Then let's autocomplete the rest of the ship. And of course, I'm going to need this thing to stay in defensive combat formation. I want to get it more hull points, and I need this thing to survive at all costs, because they are so damn expensive. Ship-mounted nanobot clouds to help with repairs. That means that I'm currently underpowered. And I think that if I replace a large slot, that would work best. So let's go for a 0-point reactor. Minus 20. 25 positive. A shield capacitor is going to rapidly recharge my shields. And I might... Oh, actually, those don't cost me any power. That's interesting. If I would give that to a medium, that would give me more shield regen. But I'm also getting more power. Let's go for hyper shields on this slot. 30. Minus 15. Okay, that's too much. What about adding a small or... no, minus 15. It's at 30 positive. I need this thing to have a little bit more in the sense of shielding. Because what I think is that the weapons that they're using is mostly the particle lance. They got armor penetration. They don't really seem to do a lot against shields. So if I can get my ship more heavily shielded, that should help me with defeating the Unbidden. So if I add a hyper shield there, that's going to turn me negative again. Then, or actually maybe how about regenerative hull tissue? Have this thing fix itself. No, 60. Now the more experienced players of you must be going stealth. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, since this is a carrier, I usually name those the Essex class after the World War II class carrier. It's got the defensive firing computer, ion thrusters to keep it up to speed. I only still have the Type 1 ship-mounted radar, and I have the nanobots to help with repairs. Now, since the Chapol is slightly busy, I'm going to have to build these things somewhere else. These unfortunately don't have any battleship yards, but so be it. Let's get a couple of Essex-class ships built, although these things are incredibly expensive. And as far as fleet capacity, how much did they take up? 8. So I can build about 2, maybe 3 if I lose another ship. That's doable.
Construction complete.
In the meanwhile, let's get this fleet repaired. Why exactly are you not moving? Oh, there we go. That's probably going to cost me quite a few minerals, considering that they just seem to eat minerals when they're repairing. In the meanwhile, I can use some of the colony ships to start colonizing new planets. And it seems that we already have a colony over here. Whoa, upgrade fleet to the latest design. That's a new button. That wasn't there before. Anyway, that one is already done. What else can I colonize? It says I can colonize ISOM 4. This is ISOM 3A. ISOM 1. ISOM 5. ISOM 5A. There you are. ISOM 4. Except we don't have ocean colonization, which is nice. Okay, what can I colonize? This one is an Arctic world. Can I colonize that, small as it might be? Yeah, I can do that. I can use either the Bilnock, which have absolutely no habitability on these planets, or my own Chryssalids, which is not ideal, but it will work. And the more population I get, the more fleet capacity I get. The debris research didn't really get me quite as much as I was hoping for, but so be it. We'll have to make do. Now I got both of these fleets here. This one's fully healed up. I can upgrade these, but it's still quite expensive, especially with the latest research done. Alright, first Navy cluster's fixed. It seems, though, by the way, that the Slurpenor, which have been harassing me for the last couple of episodes, are no longer a problem. And I don't really need to engage them. I don't find them to be a really big threat. Alright, let's see where we're going to head off to next. The Unbidden seems to have built an... Whoa! They seem to have built quite a lot again. Large station. We're under attack. Oh crap, that's my science ship. Against a fleet of 22,000. Yeah, no, I'm good. Can we get out of here, please? Oh, get out! No, he didn't get out. Right, so they're in Mindara. If I can make my way around the Mindara system, that should allow me to ignore that fleet for now and just head right to Cordip again, and seeing if I can go after that transdimensional rift. Now I'm heading for the Beacon of Stability, which last time I checked had one of those ring worlds. I'm just not sure what the state of the ring world is currently. I mean, the ring world's likely still to be there. Let's have a look. Eternal Bastion seems to be completely deserted. It's like there's nothing left. If I could capture that, that would be wonderful. Where's my transport fleet? It's on the other side of the galaxy. Well, you better start making your way here and hope you don't encounter a pelagic, or not a pelagic, an unbidden fleet. That wouldn't be too good in this situation. They, however, have another presence here. Looks like they got quite a few defensive stations, so let's destroy those. And hopefully my transport fleet can capture the Eternal Bastion, which by the looks of it has some really advanced stuff. A dark matter power plant. 16 energy production. 16, 13, 13, 13, etc. I can capture it. I'm not sure how well it would work. Not sure if I could actually take that thing over or not. So we'll have to see exactly how well that's going to work out. But first, let's mess up some stations here. Are we even taking fire from this thing?
Hostile fleet engaged.
Not really, or at least not this fleet.
Construction complete.
Yeah, the other fleet's taking a bit of damage. Alright, new target.
Hostile fleet engaged.
And it seems that we still have a little bit of support here from, I think that's the Ignor Val. Who are you again? No, it's the Talakor Dominion. They are providing me with support. Shields are down. Next stop, your hull. Anyway, in the meanwhile, let's destroy. No, let's build another Essex-class warship. Because with those things around, I can actually get more of my fleet repaired for cheaper. Or at least, that's the plan.
Situation log updated.
Scratch that one. Go for that one, and then destroy whatever that is.
Established.
A void conduit.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Colony has been established, has it? Non-aggression pledge against the consolidated Boki colonies. Well, yeah, that's fine. I have my hands full currently. Slightly engaged elsewhere. A second... Oh, shit. Our instruments have detected a new subspace power surge, this time coming from the Hizar system. A second massive wormhole has appeared, and its energy signature appears to be almost identical to that of the first dimensional rift which opened in our galaxy. It looks like the mysterious invaders have opened a second gateway to their realm, through which they can send even more reinforcements.
Situation log updated.
Oh dear. And where exactly would this be happening? Situation log. The Unbidden, second portal, track it. Oh snap. That's the Hizar system. I don't think I can travel through the Sovereign system. No, I cannot go there. Well, I think that the Valon Sovereignty is going to be giving me a call soon, asking me to help them out ASAP. It would be perfect if we could destroy this thing now and stop these transdimensional invaders. But it's really not my problem right now.
Situation log
There we
updated.
go. Okay, now my own fleet has taken virtually no losses except for the third pelagic excursion. So we're going to repair these guys. And where is my invasion group? Hello? Ah, there you are. Oh, you're almost here. Perfect. Excellent. Ooh. Yeah. I guess the Slurpanor aren't quite dead yet. We have the 9th attack swarm, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 11th. And they have combined strength of, I'd say, 11,000, 26, 28. And they have a transport fleet. I think, though, that if I can destroy these, I might actually turn this into a new sector. It's gonna be expensive, though. Oh, and of course they have their own defense stations. An Omega-class fortress. And I cannot see what they're using. The good thing is that I can probably avoid those stations. I can first engage the fleet, and then I can engage the station. So I can more or less do so on my terms and not theirs. Let's get to work on repairing that fleet. Upgrading is still way out of my budget, so that is not going to happen anytime soon. As for my colonies, does not have... What do I have? What can I colonize? Yes, very nice. Jinkath. Jinkath 4. We're going to colonize that. I'm going to do that with the own race. Let's see. 2 food is good. And we got Jinkath 2A. Not a great planet, but it does work. 85% habitability. Go Chryssalids. Alright. Fleet capacity has jumped to 436. Oh dear. They're very similar to the first ones, those new alien intruders, but there are several subtle differences. Furthermore, early reports indicate that ships belonging to these new invaders have clashed with those of the first group. Yeah, except that they are on the other side of the galaxy, so they're not likely to clash anytime soon. We've intercepted a powerful signal emanating from the second wormhole. Shabanash? So this is where you ran. This realm will offer you no shelter. We shall deal with you and then claim this feeding ground for ourselves. Yeah, we need to have a chat about that, because you are... Well, you're not yet invading my space.
Fleet engaged.
But I don't think they're gonna take very long. Fleet combat? Whoa!
Hostile fleet engaged.
Whoa, 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 shit. Yeah, that was my invasion fleet. Yeah. Where were they attacked?
Hostile fleet
In Hark.
engaged.
Oh, okay. Engineering research. Let's get to work on that. Neutronium armor. My armor currently is better. Space torpedoes. I don't think so. Powered exoskeletons gives me more minerals, and that's always a good thing. More minerals means upgrading your ships faster. This one, I need you to start working on yet another class of battleship. And it seems that the planet can be expanded a bit further. Alright, fleet repaired. First Navy cluster. Where are we engaged? I think in Hark. Ah, it makes sense. Last time around I flew around Hark, and I just ignored the fleets that were in there. That was a mistake. That was a bad mistake. Because now I lost my invasion forces. And that means that I'm going to have to go into one of these planets and start creating a new invasion fleet. Which is going to take time. And time is something that is very precious with all of these invasion fleets moving about. So let's... Oh, we can build a robot army. Morale damage, 476, 414. Nah. Seems that the Dis are not great at attacking. How about my own planet? How well are my armies? Slightly better. Well, we are one big happy family right now, so I might as well use multiple races in my armies. Next time, though, I'm definitely going to have to escort my fleets and not just send them out the way that I did. That really didn't work very well. And I believe that over here I was still upgrading stuff on the surface. Oh look, we even have Chryssalids on this planet now. And robots. Interesting. And we have Phalon. And the Talakor is still their own race, mostly.
Construction complete.
What do we have? You are done with production and construction. Gidran. What were you working on precisely? Ah, right, the ships. The battleships. And I was clearing out more surface tiles, so now I can start to build on these. Power still seems to be a bit of an issue. Why is this red? Decadent. Why are these guys decadent? That's unusual. Re-education campaign. Ethics divergence minus 10%. Propaganda broadcasts, farming subsidies. Nah. Although this could work. Since Zidran is mostly my main fleet, let's say shipyard, with an arms race, it's going to cost me 127 influence, and I have plenty of that. And with this, I can build ships faster, plus 33%. Let's go for that. And meanwhile, research is done. We got the more mineral income done. Let's go for, let's see, swarmer missiles. Decent. These smaller missiles are launched in volleys and have been specifically designed to overwhelm enemy point defense systems. The thing is, though, that they don't seem to be using a lot of those. So I'm not going to go for that right now. Cruisers can be very useful, though. So let's go for those. Yeah, we're still having a negative balance. Well, don't worry about that. Let me worry about that. Subject integration has begun. The Velan sovereignty started to integrate the Themlar block. That's perfectly fine. I don't think they're going to live for much longer. Considering that... Wait, what? What? Wow, they did it! It seems that the Velan sovereignty has managed to destroy the wormhole. So that second group of the Unbidden is dead. Or at least that's what we have seemed to gain from the latest sensor contacts. They're dead. Good. Saves me a lot of trouble. Alright, these two battleships are now done. It is going to take a long time to get them to where I need them to go. Well, I might as well send them there anyway, though. Where are we? Zidran. Okay, battleship is being built. Okay, let's actually split this fleet up. I'm going to get one of these segments upgraded. I'm almost at the final capacity to do so. 4,000? Wow. I'm going to keep these things split up, so that I always have at least a small-ish fleet ready to engage, and the other one can get upgraded. So this first Navy cluster is 4,000. First Navy cluster, 3.5. Okay, start working on that. Whoa, where are you headed? You're going home? No, 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 no. If you have to go all the way home, then we're not doing that. That's definitely not an option right now. And, of course, I keep forgetting my colony ships. Any other colonies I can start? The Jabeth system. You can colonize here. Yes, Jabeth 2. Unfortunately, I do not have continental colonization. Jinkath is being worked at, I believe. Sinople system. Planet has not been surveyed? Really?
Construction complete.
How did I overlook this system? Okay. Do we still have a science ship anywhere? Where are you? You're... You're very far away. Okay, you are of no further use. Any other science ships? All the way over in Belnaga. Yes, unfortunately you don't have a scientist. And the same goes for you. Let's dismantle those ships. Hire a scientist for that ship. He's eager. Yeah, might as well. All I'm going to use him really for is to just survey that system. Which I believe is the Sinople system. I find it very hard to believe that I do not know what's going on in that system, but okay. Whatever. These guys I want to embark. And I want all of these ships to start converging on one point in space, which is the Propus system. And that's also where I want to send my smaller battleship fleets, so we can link up there, join forces, and hopefully actually make it through to the other side of the galaxy. Sounds like a long journey. Okay. Let's have another bit of skirmishing with the Unbidden. Or I could go for the third attack swarm there. Train up this Admiral a bit more. He's 53. He has better fire rate and less ship upkeep, so he's actually making my fleets less maintenance intensive. Which is very welcome, considering the size of these fleets right now. Are you still here? No. Okay. Interesting. In that case, I definitely still want to engage this group, this race. Actually, we can start working on that. We can go for the Beacon of Infinity and see if we can make a dent in the enemy's forces here. I think we can actually join the 3rd Pelagic Excursion and the 1st Navy Cluster. Wait, what? Ah, this is the first contact with them. Surprisingly, they're acting like we aren't at war, which I would believe that we are. We fight for our right to exist, considering that you bastard have not only offended my allies quite a few times, but you've also attacked a lot of my forces, a lot of my fleets, my planets.
System survey complete.
I believe that you've destroyed a lot of my stuff. Look at that, they've got an agrarian district. What does that even look like? Whoa, would you look at that? 20 food, an agri-processing complex. They got a lot of those. Dark matter power plant. Then they have an industrial district. Jesus, I want to have some of this. Would you look at all those minerals? What else? The trade district. Let me guess. Power and financials. Yep, and lots of it. If I can get these... Oh, and we also have the palatial district, which is this sector of the ring. This seems to be generating everything. The only thing I'm not seeing from this race is any kind of research. I guess they don't do research anymore. What's their fleet strength? 2,500. That's quite a lot. It's not as much as my fleet, but they are quite powerful indeed. Unfortunately, they're set to passive. I would like these units to actually come after me. That's not what they're doing, apparently. I know I have a 2nd fleet in Genium, by the way. That fleet's mostly there as a guard dog for any future incursions into my space. Now I'm going to try taking out some of these spaceports. Where's my fleet? Transport fleet seems to be all in location. Or most... Yeah, we still got some of them on the way. Okay, they're not done yet. That means that I'm still going to have to get a few more ships, and especially more armies airborne. Give me a few more Essex class. Give me a few more armies. And with that edict, this should take less time, and at least be... Yep, it's taking less time. 33% build speed bonus. Chapol, I can do the same thing for you. Arms race. Get me more armies. Because by the looks of it, we're going to need a ton of them. If you can see how much of armed ground forces they have. Whoa! I don't think that's a good idea. My dear supporting fleet, you should never have engaged on your own. Or at least give me a heads up if you are.
Incoming transmission. Construction complete.
Star charts, yeah, sure. Because what they have on the ground here is a lot of defending races. They're not that correction. They are powerful. Jesus. Would you look at that? damage. 6 to 12. And I don't really have anything that's half as powerful. Okay. Maybe I don't want to mess with this race just yet. Maybe not. Maybe they're a touch too powerful at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna think on this a bit more, and I will let you know in the next episode how this is gonna go. For now, thank you for watching Stellaris again. I hope you enjoyed. Glad it's back, and I will see you soon for the next episode.